Hey guys, long time no see. Actually, that's a bad joke online teachers tell. Anyway, I just wanted to post and talk to you guys a little bit about the informational website project and a couple of other things. I've had a couple of people ask me questions, and so I wanted to remind you guys to review the informational website project. Since you're working on the individual chapters in Reddish, but I think if we review, what's the long-term goal is, then that just helps you as you continue to move along in the process. But under the content link, the description is in week one. So you go back there and click on the informational website project. And what I'll do is I'll copy this folder into those later folders coming up in the next few weeks where you have to start actually writing your recommendation report and working on the informational website project more. But right now you can go back here and review the basics of the project. So just to review, you choose a website, you analyze the website. We've been doing that using the Reddish text, and then there's also some information from the Applin text that you can go back to and use if you want to do that. Then you're going to develop recommendations, and that's basically what you're doing is you're working through the Reddish text. You're saying, okay, here's some things I'm seeing, here's some work that needs to be done. Then you're going to put all that together and write a recommendation report. Now, I've had a couple of people ask me, well, how do I get access to my site so that I can go in there and make the changes? Well, that's not part of what you are doing with the project. So, I'm not sure where that came from. Something, maybe wasn't clear at some point, but you're writing a report about what needs to be improved. You'll definitely want to share it with whoever is in charge of the website, and then it will be up to them, what they do in terms of following the recommendations or not. But you guys are writing the report about the site. You don't have to go in and fix the site. Now, your recommendation report will need to be, and this is going by the chapter 6. Chapter 6 in the Applin text, the informational website project. The last thing calls for creating an informational website that presents the information from your recommendation report. Now, one of the things I think that may be confusing about this is it says create an informational website. It might make more sense instead of the word site if you think of this in terms of you're creating an informational web document. Because when we say website, we think of the whole big entity of the site. We don't necessarily think of, say, a report that's on the web. But let me show you an example that might make that clearer. Now, here's an example from the university. There's a project going on right now called Momentum 2020. It's to put together a plan for the future of the university up through the year 2020. And groups have met and worked, and then they took all that information and put it together into a report. So it's a kind of a very similar process to what you guys are doing. Now, you can see it's on the main university website. It's here as a report, so it's not technically a website like we usually think of website. Like when I say website, we're going to think the whole university site, right? But this is actually a site in that it is on the internet, but it's actually more a document that's on the internet. It's information that normally we'd see, and this could easily be just a written report. But if you think about the way this one's presented, I think this would be a good model for you guys to follow. You've got here the title. This would kind of be like the introduction, and you see when they say here a draft plan. That's you guys are creating basically a recommendation report. So when they say draft plan, yours is like a recommendation report, kind of. That's the what yours is called, similar to what's going on here. And then you can see over here the sections of the report. We have different links. So when you look on those, then you can see some information about each one. So what you would do is you would take these and you would, these would be different areas about what you worked on the website, and then you would write about them. And within this part of the site, you might have links to. So you might say, say you're talking about, say, the content link on a website. You might say on the content link, on the content page, I recommended, such and such be changed. And so you might have a link to the content page so that the reader can go there and look at that. Now, the other thing is you guys created your personal websites, and I got to thinking about this. I think what would make sense to me is if on, let's say, pretend this is your personal website. And on your personal website, most of you had 4 links, I think it was, a bio about you, and then the last link was your writing samples. So what you could do is just go to the writing samples page, and then when you get there, make a link, and that link would be for your, let's say you're going to title it Recommendation Report for Boys and Girls Club website, whatever you're titling your report. So then on that writing sample page, we'd see a link, and we'd open that link, and then we'd see something that looks like this. So your report would now be on the web, and it would be a document with links like this that we would actually read on the web. So it's not like you're just putting a PDF and you're just linking to the report. You actually want it to be more of a web type document. So I hope that example will help you to kind of give you an idea about how you might think about putting that report together. And we've still got plenty of time. Like I said, I wanted to, here we go. Let's see. I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Now here you can see this is their actual link, to what kind of like the whole plan looks like, because, this one's pretty long. But the stuff that's here is what you guys would want to be putting into your links over here. So for each of your sections, you'd write your information here. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Feel free to ask me questions on what doesn't work. But I wanted to give you this an example to kind of show you how that might work in terms of you taking your recommendation report and turning it into a web document. Now you guys that are actually creating your own websites, you could go to, again, to your writing samples link, and then on that page you'd have a link where you would put, you guys are actually, you could call yours Report on Development of XYZ website, whatever it was you created. And then when we clicked on that link and opened it up, then we again would see something like this. Report on XYZ website. You, of course, would want to give us a link to look at that website, your introduction, and then over here, what were the different areas you worked on to create the website. Anyway, I hope that kind of gives you some ideas, makes some sense. But like I said, ask me some questions, post questions in the update area of the discussion forum. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. When you look in the discussion forum, in this update section, I post a bunch of stuff, and and I've told you guys, it's not things that you're necessarily graded on, but it is stuff that might be useful. You might find something in there you could use as you're, analyzing or developing your websites, and you could even maybe use something in your reports that you do. The stuff I post in the updates, I kind of think about like if we were in a face-to-face class and I would stand up there and show you other things, you know, talk to you about things. I kind of think about what I put in the updates as kind of being like that. And I know, you know, when I stand in front of a class and talk, people don't, you know, they'll tune you out. They won't hear anything. They won't hear everything you say. So, you know, if you're not reading everything in there, that's not a big deal. But, you know, scan it from time to time and see what's up there because there's useful information and you never know what might be there that, you know, could help you out. One of the things I'm going to do to kind of encourage that, if you look through the update section, a couple of weeks ago, I posted some information about someone in our class who received some recognition. So for the first 5 people who email me and tell me what that recognition was, I'll give you some extra credit. So let me repeat that. In the update section, I had posted some information about a student in our class who had received some recognition. The first 5 people who send me an email telling me what that recognition was, I'll give you some extra credit. And then I want to encourage everybody to be on the lookout as we go through the rest of the semester. I'll do this kind of thing I'll keep doing this kind of thing. It won't always be through a video. So keep looking for other things that I'll post as well that will be ways that you can, you know, respond to stuff and earn some extra credit. So anyway, I know we're getting to the point in the semester where everybody's busy, but we're doing really well. I mean, I think you'll find that you know, if you work hard on the weekly stuff, then when it comes time to write the report, you'll have a lot of the work done. Now, keep in mind this report, you know, it's a big part of your grade, so you're going to want to do a really good job on it. And you're going to want to have really specific information. If you're just kind of week by week and just talking generally about stuff, then you're not preparing as well as you should. Because, you know, a good recommendation report is going to tell the reader exactly what they need to do. You know, that's like students always say, well, teacher, tell me exactly what you need me to do. Well, a good recommendation report is going to tell whoever is working on the website, you know, if they're going to take your recommendations and make changes, that those recommendations need to make sense and be very specific. Same thing if you're developing a site. You know, if I look at your site and I want to understand why you did what you did, then you need to be very specific. Point to very specific places, give very specific examples, and explain very clearly what it is you are recommending or you know, what you actually worked on. So anyway, you guys are doing a good job. And you know, let me know what questions you have, and I'll keep sending stuff your way. And don't hesitate to contact me if you have questions. And I will talk at you later.